Hi guys, sorry there's not been many update videos for days 4 and 5. I've been moving out of my apartment. I've now finally got rid of all of that stuff, so I'm now on to pretty much a whole week of working in the Polytunnel and get things up to speed in there. So yeah, it's been about the first week now. We're on day 6. Things are going well. Not really feeling anything apart from like the caffeine withdrawal has been interesting. I have to admit I've had one coffee since the start. That was yesterday morning when I was getting the train back into town at 8 o'clock in the morning to sign over all the papers and stuff. I have been feeling like crap. Not like unwell, but really tired. I mean, I got home last night about 6 o'clock, went to bed, slept through till midnight, woke up for about an hour, and then went back to bed and slept all the way through till probably about 8:30 this morning. And I've been sort of pretty much consistently doing that for the last couple of days. I think most of my awake time was coming from caffeine, and I'm coming back to my natural thing. What's really interesting is I've always had like insomnia and sleeping problems, and my sleeping has pretty much since being a child always been a bit crap. Usually I am drinking coffee because that's the only thing getting me up in the morning. And having not drunk coffee, I was expecting to have a much harder time about it, but I seem to be doing okay, apart from the fact that I'm sleeping a lot. I'm not sleeping consistently. That's not new. I've generally never slept at normal times, so I'm not surprised that I'm not sleeping from like 9 o'clock at night through to 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm not surprised about that. I am sleeping more, and I'm definitely tired more. I haven't got one with me, but I have been drinking cups of hot water to try and it's kind of like smoking the end of your pencil. So over the next week I've got a list of work items to do, and I've also got one video that I'm going to make, which is going to be a design video for the rocket mass heater for the Polytunnel. The main thing holding me back, and the main thing definitely going to be holding me back from growing next winter, is the temperature in the Polytunnel. We've had some frosts, and it's warmer in the Polytunnel, which is basically due to all the heat stored in the main fish tank. In fact, it's noticeably warmer at the fish tank end of the Polytunnel than it is at the empty end. I have done some work on the Polytunnel. I've taken bubble wrap and put layers of bubble wrap around all the vents to stop the draft through. That seems to have worked quite well. But we've got quite an ambitious rocket mass heater design that we're going to put in. The Polytunnel is just next to my brother's cabin, and he's currently heating that with butane bottles, which are really expensive. So what we're looking at doing is plumbing in his central heating system into a copper coil built around the rocket mass heater exhaust. So we're going to go for a classic rocket mass heater design: oil drum on top, cob around the bottom. We're going to make a cob base for everything. The burner and the flue are going to be made out of, they're going to be cast from vermillicite mixed with furnace cement. The idea being that this keeps all of the heat in the burner and in the flue. We've already got an oil drum from the local garage. They were quite happy to give us one of those, and actually they've been very useful, giving it donating tyres and stuff. Donating, I mean, they have to pay to get rid of them, so they're quite happy for me to take them for them. So all the tyres for the garden and the footings for the grow beds have gone from that. Not vermillicite, vermiculite. I can never say that word. So I'm going to do a video, and it's going to be like a slideshow diagram video for the rocket mass heater design. So the plan for this week, and it's kind of been shifted forward a day, so rather than doing Monday to Friday, I'm going to be doing today, Tuesday to Saturday, is basically to get the what I've been calling the winter garden, which is the hybrid grow bag garden, in the Polytunnel, pretty much up and running. So my work items for this is getting all of the gravel out of the old aquaponics grow beds. They're currently full of pea shingle. That was actually the smallest size pea shingle I can get, which was like 6 to 10 millimetre shingle, and that trapped fish waste like nothing else. So what I want to do is I want to get all of that out. I've got loads of polythene sand bags. I'm just going to fill those up and store them. I'm going to put down the footings for the third grow bread. Yes, we're going to grow bread. I'm going to put down the footings for the third grow bed. So at the moment we've got against the wall of the polytunnel a wicking bed which is about 18 inches deep. We're then going to have a hybrid grow bag bed, and then another hybrid grow bag bed, and then the fish tank is up where you are. They're going to be sitting on car tyres full of shingle from the grow beds, and they're going to be lined with damp-proof membrane with the drains and the hoses and stuff pass through. So the first step to doing that is going to be getting those grow beds emptied and taken apart. Currently they're on like as you've probably seen in the videos, like a 2-tier system. That was a great idea. We didn't build them strong enough though, and gradually over time they've been leaning over and pushing out the side of the polytunnel, which is not great, and as soon as I can stop it doing that, I'd prefer to do it. So basically then we're going to move the grow beds, so take them all apart and move them, and then plumb in the 2 new grow beds. So the wicking grow bed has currently got a pretty serious problem with the damp-proof membrane. Where I passed that through, I wasn't using bulkhead fittings, I was using the self-sealing plumbing tape to sort of seal those gaps, and that has been really, really shit. So the moment that filled up with water, it pissed out all over the floor. So I'm going to put a new membrane in that. I've got some screw-in bulkhead fittings for the plumbing, so they're going to go through. I'm probably going to do that last because it's full up with sodding wet potting mix and coco coir. So what I'm going to do is, as I fill up the grow bags, I'm going to set up the 2 hybrid grow bag beds. I'm going to fill up the grow bags with the mix from the wicking bed, and then basically clear that out, fry out the broken pond line, the broken damp-proof membrane, put a new damp-proof membrane in, seal it all up properly with the bulkhead fittings. I'll do it properly this time, and then refill that. Although I'll probably test it first rather than filling it and then testing it, which was a shit idea. And then basically with those plumbed in, and the 2 the 2 hybrid grow bag beds are going to have hoses coming from the overflow to flow water through those, and then they're going to drain down into the temporary sump which is buried in the floor. That will get most of the winter garden done. It'll also clear up a ton of space in there where the grow beds are at the moment. From that lot we'll have a 3rd wicking bed or 2 more hybrid grow bag beds, and I've got enough boxes that I built for those to do 2 more, I think. But I need to get another sheet of heavy duty plywood to make the bottoms. So right now I've not got a plan to do those, but they're going to go back in where the sort of the 2-tier racks are currently now. Okay. So after that's done and up and running, I'm going to get the what I'm calling the pumpkin area, which is the big grow bed in the middle of the. There's a raised bed in the middle of the polytunnel. I'm going to clear that out. I'm going to get all the soil out of that and put it in barrels out by the compost heap where I've already started putting in my compost from last year. So currently I've got 4 barrels of compost from all of the stuff that went on the compost heap last year, and that looks really great. I'm really surprised how I've always done like small compost bins, and this is the first time I've had like a really big compost heap, and just having that underneath a tarp cooking away has been like really great. Right, so what else? Okay, yeah, so we're going to clear out that middle area, and that's in preparation for where the rocket mass heater is going to go. The grow bed box is actually going to be used as a box for holding the heat mass. I then got a note to plant out seeds in the propagator. I'll probably do that probably this morning, rather than at the end of the week. So I'm going to get my next round of seeds in my propagator indoors. I think a lot of the problems for like slow germination has been it's just too cold out in the polytunnel. And then I've got the last item to work on is potentially start work on the rocket mass heater, burn chamber and flue. I could definitely start work on making the making the moulds for those. I need to order a load of parts, particularly so I need to order all of the tubes. Most of that's going to be galvanised spiral, which for the hot sections will need to be burnt out. I'm looking at using inside the heat mass where the exhaust is going to be colder, and also along the crop bars of the polytunnel to go to the outside, the flexible aluminium foil ducting, because that is considerably cheaper. And unfortunately, I'm not full-time employed anymore. I have to try and make as much, try to make the money go as far as possible. So I'd be interested in hearing your feedback on that from the design video, but I'll address that in the design video. So yeah, that's my plan of work. I think this week I can definitely get the winter garden hybrid grow bag set up and recirculating on the aquaponics. At the moment I've been obviously tipping water in a bucket. That's going to add a lot more filtering capacity to the grow beds, to the aquaponics system, whereas at the moment there's almost no filtering happening. So this has been a bit of a long update video. Thanks for sitting around and watching. And if you've got any questions, I'd really love you to stick some questions in the comments or questions on Facebook. And I want to do like a question and answer video next week sometime, which would be pretty cool. So yeah, if everybody asks questions for the video, I don't know how to do this. I'm not very good at YouTube. Yeah, if in the comments you just say for the question and answer video question, I'll include those in the video. Brilliant. Cheers guys. We'll go and have a look in the polytunnel. Right, so I'm getting this top bed emptied. Just scooping it out of the mug into some of these bags. I've got a big box of polythene bags down there to do this. I'm going to gradually move all of the tools and stuff. I've basically been using this as a tool shelf, so I want to get those all moved. Oh, there's a webcam from the old time-lapse system. I'm going to try and get that going as soon as possible as well, because that gave some really cool footage. Unfortunately, I've not figured out how to do time-lapse on this camera yet. Okay, so I'll get that emptied and then do the next part of the video. Okay, so I got the grow bed empty. I haven't started on the bottom one yet. That might be tomorrow morning now, it's getting a bit late. Sun's going down. Oh, so that turned out to be 7 bags of stones in there, which is way more than I thought. So no wonder these things are falling over, because each of those bags probably weighs about 30 kilos. Yeah, so I'll probably go and edit everything together, and tomorrow I'll empty the bottom one, or perhaps leave the bottom one full, take apart the top one and get it placed over there, and then start with setting up the rest of the hyper grow bag beds. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. I'm Lars, and I'm crap at these outros. I never know what to say. Awesome. Alright, rock on. Bye.